Keputusan Kerajaan Persekutuan yang mahu menggunakan peruntukan Undang-Undang Akta Perkhidmatan Industri Air 2006 mengikut Fasal 114 adalah mengecewakan dan membawa risiko besar yang boleh memangsakan rakyat Selangor. I think there is still a confusion and most probably a lack of understanding of what Section 114 of the Act means to the public. So I take this opportunity today to highlight apa sebenarnya maksud dan kesannya kepada rakyat, terutamanya rakyat Selangor, apabila Kerajaan Persekutuan mahu menggunakan kuasa di bawah Fasal 114 Akta. Fasal 114 Akta membolehkan Kerajaan Persekutuan melalui Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Air Negara ataupun SPAN mengambil alih sepenuhnya harta, perniagaan dan perjalanan harian sesuatu pemegang konsesi air atas alasan kepentingan negara. That is the most important aspect of Section 114. It allows the government to unilaterally take hold of the water assets and management and operations from a concession holder on the basis if such takeover fits national interest. Ini memberi kuasa yang sepenuhnya kepada Kerajaan Persekutuan dalam hal ehwal pengurusan pembekalan air di Lembah Kelang. The final result of the invoking of Section 114 is that the whole water operation and assets of the whole Klang Valley will be in control of the federal government and federal government alone. That's very important. Hasrat Kerajaan Persekutuan untuk menggunakan kuasa di bawah Fasal 114 Akta telah dimaklumkan kepada Menteri Besar Selangor melalui surat daripada Menteri bertarikh 9 September 2013. Jika hasrat ini diteruskan, maka seluruh kuasa dan keputusan mengenai pembekalan air di Selangor dan Lembah Kelang kini dikuasai sepenuhnya oleh Kerajaan Persekutuan. Oleh yang demikian, saya ingin menggariskan beberapa perkara khusus yang harus dipertahankan oleh Kerajaan Selangor sekiranya tindakan Kerajaan Persekutuan mengambil alih pengurusan air ini diteruskan melalui kuasa menteri yang diperuntukkan oleh Akta. I think it is well understood now by the public that as a member of Parliament and as party leaders, we do not interfere with the decision of the state government. There is a clear separation between the Selangor state government and our work as members of Parliament and party leaders. So while I understand there must have been rigorous consideration on the part of the state, it is also prudent as a member of a member of Parliament in Selangor that I highlighted key positions and key issues that Selangor government must defend at all costs should federal government continues with its plan to unilaterally take over the water assets and industry in Selangor. Kerajaan Persekutuan pula perlu memberi komitmen yang ditandatangani secara rasmi dengan Kerajaan Negeri Selangor mengenai perkara-perkara yang saya bakal gariskan ini. Ideally, while the federal government is given full power to invoke Section 114 for it to unilaterally take over the water assets and industry, the federal government must acknowledge the overwhelming majority given to the Selangor government and Pakatan Rakyat in the last general election. That overwhelming majority, a two-third majority, was given by the people of Selangor on the basis of Pakatan Rakyat government's insistence and continuing defense of the right of Rakyat Selangor for an affordable and efficient water services. That's why I think while the federal government can always invoke the power that it gives itself, in order to respect the wishes of the people of Selangor, I will pursue on both sides with the state government as well as federal government that these 4 issues are agreed upon and commitments are given by the federal government to make sure that no hanky-panky will take place. Jadi perkara-perkara berikut perlulah dipertahankan oleh Kerajaan Negeri Selangor dan komitmen Kerajaan Pusat perlulah diberikan secara rasmi, secara bertulis. Pertama ialah pengurusan air hendaklah kekal di bawah pentadbiran Kerajaan Selangor melalui anak syarikat yang dipilih oleh Kerajaan Selangor. Fasal 114 memberi kuasa penuh kepada Menteri Datuk Seri Maximus Ongkili dan SPEN untuk menguruskan hal ehwal air, termasuklah memilih badan atau syarikat yang dipertanggungjawabkan untuk menguasai keseluruhan aset air di Lembah Kelang. Now what happened is this: once Section 114 is invoked, SPEN will take over the whole of the water services in Selangor, assets management, decisions and so on. And then it is within its power to decide who or what will be given the opportunity to run those water assets. By law, there is nothing in the law, to my understanding currently, that allows Selangor government to have a say on who will run water assets after this. Jadi, that is of course a big concern. Kerana saya berkhawatir, jika tidak berhati-hati, Kerajaan Persekutuan akan memilih Puncak Niaga dan Syabas sebagai syarikat induk yang diberi kuasa untuk mengambil alih aset semua pemegang konsesi air yang lain dan seterusnya menjadikan Syabas dan Puncak Niaga monopoli air yang paling besar di Malaysia. There is an inherent risk if there is no ultimate commitment on the part of the federal government that once Section 114 is invoked and it has the sole authority over the water assets and industry in Selangor, it will then go on to consolidate everything, hand it in silver platter to Syabas and Puncak Niaga. So I'm putting up a red flag from the onset that there must be a commitment from the federal government that the final consolidator of the water assets after Section 114 is invoked will remain in the hands of the people of Selangor through a subsidiary of the state of Selangor that can be agreed mutually by the federal government and the state government. Kalau tidak, kalau perkara ini tidak dipertahankan dan tidak diperjelaskan daripada awal, setelah Section 114 dilaksanakan, maka kuasa untuk melantik dan memilih pemegang syarikat baru itu terletak 100% di tangan Kerajaan Persekutuan dan Barisan Nasional. Orang lain mungkin boleh berfikiran baik dan bersangka baik tentang Barisan Nasional. I will not rule out that eventually through lobbies and through a series of intricate dealings, finally we will see that the whole water industry is handed over on silver platter to Syabas and Puncak Niaga. Hence, the need for both, especially for the federal government to give its commitment from the onset that it will remain in the hands of the people of Selangor. Perkara kedua ialah harga yang ditetapkan oleh Kerajaan Persekutuan bagi setiap pengambil alihan syarikat pemegang konsesi air yang dibuat melalui proses setelah Section 114 ini dikuatkuasakan hendaklah telus dan adil kepada rakyat Selangor. What is the difference between protracted negotiation that has been going on from 2008 until currently, until recently, and when Section 114 is invoked. Without Section 114, it is a negotiation. Concessions put up their price, state government evaluate those pricings, and on a willing buyer and willing seller basis try to arrive at a mutually acceptable valuation and pricing for all the 4 concessions. With Section 114, because the assets are taken over unilaterally by the federal government, therefore the federal government has the power to decide on the valuation. It's like when you take land through compulsory land acquisition based on certain valuation, then you decide what to compensate the landowner. In this case, the issue is then become a compensation to the concession holder once Section 114 is invoked. But more importantly, the sole power even to decide what is the compensation is going to be in the hands of the federal government. Of course, it will be subjected to some valuation, some lobbies and so on. Sebab itu, melalui Fasal 114, Kerajaan Persekutuan berkuasa penuh untuk menetapkan harga pampasan aset yang diambil alih melalui kuasa menteri. Saya khawatir Kerajaan Persekutuan akan berlaku tidak adil dan memberi harga pampasan yang tinggi kepada pemegang konsesi yang rapat dengan Barisan Nasional, contohnya Puncak Niaga dan Syabas, dan pada masa yang sama menghukum pemegang konsesi milik anak syarikat Kerajaan Negeri Selangor seperti Syabas. Ada 4 pemegang konsesi. Satu Splash, iaitu swasta. Satu Abbas, iaitu anak syarikat Kerajaan Negeri Selangor sepenuhnya. Yang 2 lagi adalah Puncak Niaga dan Syabas yang dimiliki oleh Tan Sri Rosani. Previously, it was a protracted negotiation to make sure that the total price for the takeover is fair to all the concessionaires as well as the people of Selangor through the state. Through Section 114, it is the power of the federal government to spend to decide what is the compensation. There's nothing that's stopping federal government to put a price and then to decide the pricing of each concession in such a way that the biggest winner out of this exercise is Puncak Niaga and Syabas. It can even be done in such a way, albeit without any commercial basis even, that the value that is currently attributed to Abbas, one of the concessions owned by the state government, is transferred and given to Puncak Niaga and Syabas. Jadi kalau tidak berhati-hati, maknanya sudahlah aset Kerajaan Negeri Selangor dan rakyat Negeri Selangor ini dipindahkan kepada Kerajaan Pusat dan kemudian akan diuruskan oleh syarikat konsesi lain yang dilantik oleh mereka. Pampasan itu pula dibuat dengan cara yang mana nilai yang sepatutnya diberikan kepada anak syarikat milik Kerajaan Negeri Selangor diberikan kepada syarikat-syarikat yang lebih rapat seperti Syabas dan Puncak Niaga. This is a real concern. Sudah tentu menteri akan berkata mereka akan melakukan yang terbaik, berlaku adil dan lain-lain. But we are a victim of 3 decades of lopsided concession agreements. Section 114 will allow for the redrawing and rewriting of the concept of the new concession, of the new commercial arrangement. And if you are not careful, such commercial arrangements will unfairly favor those parties close to Barisan Nasional. Dan sebab itu saya memberi amaran dan juga mengingatkan Kerajaan Persekutuan, don't try to be funny. You have to be fair and you have to be completely transparent in the valuation and compensation given to all the 4 concessions, especially the ones related and owned by the people of Selangor through the subsidiaries. Perkara ketiga yang perlu, the third red flag that federal government has to give its commitment is on the costing and implementation of projek Langat 2. Kontrak dan kos pelaksanaan projek Langat 2 mestilah telus dan adil kepada rakyat Selangor. Kos pelaksanaan projek Langat 2, I think the last count, if I can recall correctly, it is estimated at 8 billion ringgit. Kos itu akan menjadi kos tambahan kepada pembekalan air di Selangor dan Lembah Kelang. Saya khawatir seperti mana projek-projek lain yang diusahakan oleh Barisan Nasional, kosnya akan melambung berkali ganda kerana kuasa untuk melaksana dan mengawal selia ini adalah kuasa penuh di tangan Kerajaan Persekutuan. Kos yang melambung ini sudah tentu akan ditanggung oleh rakyat Selangor dan dibayar dalam bentuk tarif akan datang. So whatever the costing of projek Langat 2 will inevitably has a direct impact on future water tariff in Selangor. I think while it is arguable all along whether or not there is a necessity for projek Langat 2 after Section 114, of course that power resides with the federal government, and knowing Barisan Nasional, they will bulldoze projek Langat 2. What we want to caution the state government to be careful and also to give a warning to the federal government is to be vigilant and to make sure that the costing of projek Langat 2 is fair and transparent and is the best value for money for people of Selangor. Because if we are not careful, the costing will double, quadruple, you name it, and it will have a direct impact on the people of Selangor through future water tariff. Dan perkara yang keempat, the fourth red flag, jaminan bahawa tiada kenaikan tarif air dalam tempoh 6 tahun sehingga 2020 dengan memberi tumpuan untuk menyelesaikan masalah air bocor ataupun non-revenue water. My fear is that obviously when the power and authority over water supply transfers to the federal government, it has every power to rewrite, to recommence, to do whatever with regards to the water tariff. Because the current water tariff is a result of the 4 concession agreements that are signed. And Selangor government has, for the last 6 years, defended and stopped any increase in tariff in Selangor. They've taken us to court, we've fought in the court, and because of the insistence that the water tariff will not go up, not only that we protect consumers from higher water tariff, we were also able to provide free water to the public. After Section 114, of course, there will be new agreements signed, especially after the federal government appoints a new consolidator to operate the water assets that it has taken over. That arrangement will necessitate a new set of agreements. And that new set of agreement, if we are not careful, will entail a new set of water tariff. That's why my warning and caution to federal government, do not abuse the power that you invoke through Section 114 to punish and impose higher water tariff on Selangorians, especially given that the people of Selangor had overwhelmingly voted for Pakatan Rakyat in the last general election. My greatest fear is Barisan Nasional will manipulate the situation in time for the next general election and will increase water tariff in time for the next general election, hoping that the public in Selangor will punish Pakatan Rakyat. And hopefully that will influence the results of the general election with regards to Selangor by 2017 and 2018. Melalui Fasal 114, Kerajaan Persekutuan berkuasa penuh memeterai kembali apa-apa perjanjian dan kadar baru tarif air di Selangor dan Lembah Kelang. Saya khawatir keadaan ini dimanipulasi untuk menghukum rakyat Selangor dan kenaikan tarif air yang selama ini ditolak oleh Kerajaan Selangor akan dilaksanakan. Saya mengajukan perkara ini kepada Kerajaan Selangor di bawah pimpinan Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim supaya Kerajaan Selangor terus berhati-hati dan waspada dengan permainan politik barisan nasional melalui pengambil alihan paksa menggunakan Fasal 114 Akta. While I understand that the sole power resides with the federal government to unilaterally take over the water assets and the water management in Selangor, I think it is only proper for the state of Selangor to be vigilant and to do everything that is within its power and influence, to be careful with the political ploy of Barisan Nasional. If you are not careful, the 4 red flags that I have highlighted can in fact become a reality, and we will end up in 4 years' time with Syabas and Puncak Niaga as a sole monopoly in Selangor and Klang Valley to supply water. Not only that, they will become the biggest winner financially at the expense of state government and state subsidiaries. And more so, if you are not careful, they are allowed to profit unfairly from new water tariff in the future through whatever new supply or concession agreement that will be inked after Section 114 takeover by the federal government. While the power rests with the federal minister, it is also a question of political contestation, and therefore I hope the state of Selangor will continue to resist and fight and contest any attempt by the federal government if any of the action by federal government leads to one of the 4 red flags that I have highlighted. Saya dan Ahli Parlimen Keadilan dan Pakatan Rakyat di Selangor akan mengikuti setiap perkembangan ini dengan teliti dan tidak akan teragak-agak untuk mengambil tindakan politik ataupun tindakan mahkamah sekiranya ada tindakan di pihak Kerajaan Persekutuan yang menunjukkan mana-mana daripada perkara 1 ke 4 itu akan berlaku. If there is any signs whatsoever or any reluctance on the part of the federal government to acknowledge that it owes to the people of Selangor to make sure that items 1 to items 4 are fairly resolved in the best interest of the people of Selangor, myself and my colleagues, MPs from Keadilan dan Pakatan Rakyat, will not hesitate. Of course, we will continue to resist it politically, but we are looking at the law and we will not hesitate to take legal action if any of the moves by federal government violates the 4 issues that I have highlighted so far. Jadi, sementara saya faham bahawa keadaannya tidaklah semudah itu di pihak Kerajaan Negeri Selangor kerana kuasanya berada di pihak Kerajaan Persekutuan. But any move by the federal government that implies there will be a new water tariff or Syabas or Puncak Niaga will benefit unfairly from this means that we will not hesitate to do what is necessary politically and legally.